Bottom of the 10th, 2 outs and a runner on first. Sound familiar? Of course it does. And here we are 10 years later, and that moment is forever cemented in history. I had the vision for that team, making trades, signing draft picks, and signing free agents, all to help us work towards that World Series. Now, let's relive the moments throughout that playoff run. Some of my favorite moments were the top of the ninth in Game 4 against the Giants, Kyle Hendricks' 8th inning performance in Game 6 of the NLCS, and last but not least, the bottom of the 10th in Game 7 of the World Series. All of these moments led this team to great accomplishments that I will never forget. To start off, I want to relive the comeback in the top of the ninth, down 5-2 against the Giants. That ninth inning comeback was remarkable and sent this team to the NLCS. It was all started by Ben's RBI double, then Wilson's 2 RBI single that tied it up. Then Javier, his single to center field, helped us take the lead going in the bottom of the ninth, then Aroldis came in and shut them down. The emotions were high, and we had 1 team down and 2 to go. Now for the next series, one performance was a highlight of that series that helped us move on to the next round. It was from that 26-year-old kid named Kyle Hendricks. He came out firing and shut down the Dodgers. That game was wild from the offensive end, but the defensive end and pitching was the real gem of that game. Hendricks came out and threw 7 innings, only giving up 2 hits. After falling short the previous year, we had finally made it to the World Series. And now for the best part. The 4 games in Cleveland and 3 games in Chicago that made history. So many storylines were a part of that World Series. Both cities without a baseball championship in a very long time, with young and talented rosters. Even after being down 3-1 in that series, we brought it back to Game 7 in Cleveland. All of the anxious fans watching us, waiting to be champions for the first time in 108 years. That game was a roller coaster of emotion, and we will never forget that rain delay. Finally, came the bottom of the 10th, 2 outs. Ground ball to Chris, and the rest is history. It was great to be a part of this team, and I'll never forget watching you guys from the stands. Although there were many great moments, what was the best feeling was finally being able to say we are world champions. But never forget how we got there. With important moments from the 9th inning against the Giants, Hendricks' pitching, and the bottom of the 10th against the Indians. 108 years in the making led us to that historic victory, and I'm glad I was a part of it.